What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy Behind Radio Shouty, and as always, I got my podcast partner off in this thing, OG Gangsta Wicked. What up, though, Wick? And hey, man, today we got an A-Town legend, an artist that put it down for the time with them boys in the hood. I'm talking about Big Duke. What's good with it, boss?
What's happening, homie?
Feeling good, feeling great, man. I mean, Duke, I'm going to need you to take me back. First of all, I understand that you was held on that football field.
Oh, man, yeah, I had my time, man.
Talk to me about that, Duke.
Yeah, that was, but I was a pretty good little player back in the day. But I played running back, you know what I'm saying? And I was pretty good.
You were the first big.
I ended up signing, back then you signed, when you did like nowadays the commits, you could do verbals and stuff like that. Back then you actually signed a letter of intent, you know what I'm saying? So at that time I had signed my letter of intent with the University of Illinois. Woo. And then Mike White had got fired during that process. My recruiter had got got dismissed. Yeah. So and at the time when it happened, it was like right before the summer. Yeah. You get ready to leave, right? So it was really at a bad time. Cause back then when you commit, you had to tell the other schools that, that you made your commit or whatever. Yeah. So they can know, okay, cool, if he come off, but if not, we go on to the next person. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? The other little schools I had been like recruiting me real hard, like Texas A&M and South Carolina, Miami. They had kind of like pulled off and went on to their next options, you know what I'm saying? So it put me in a bad spot. But I ended up getting, I talked to my coach, Coach Godfrey was my coach, you know what I'm saying? So he had just been telling me like.
So you was at South with the cab with it?
Yeah. So he was like.
My God.
Yeah, so Coach, but like, he had the coach from Grambling, Coach Rod, rest in peace. Yeah. The coach from Southern and the coach from Jackson State at the time had called me. They were like, hey man, we hear you ain't in school. Like, what's going on? Whoop. We'd love to have you down here, this, that, and the third. So at that time, I really didn't know about them like that because I had never, I ain't take no visits down there. So I had heard of Grambling though. You know what I'm saying? I knew they put niggas in the pros. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then we had some other players from Southwest where it went there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. Well, I got to go when I go there. You know what I mean? And it, honestly, man, it was you know what I'm saying, really a situation where I should have just made the best of it. But I was still at that time, so hung-strung on, like, I need to be somewhere else. And this ain't where I'm supposed to be. And this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? And then I was still talking to Coach T at Georgia, you know what I'm saying? So, I was like, but at the time, but in hindsight, like, I was like in the spring, I got red shirted when I got there. Yeah. That pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't really understand even how that worked like that. You know what I'm saying? I actually went to Coach Rob's house, right? He stayed around the corner. And so, I ain't know that you wasn't supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, man, I need to talk to him. And I had tried to catch him at the office a couple of times because I really feel like, maybe he ain't seen, because you red shirt, you running with the scout team. Yeah. So you running against the ones and this and that. You see what I'm saying? Getting them ready for the team they finna play. Yeah. So I'm over there killing them, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, so I'm telling him, hey, man, I need more playing time. So I'm just, because I was like that, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, I knew I was good, you know what I'm saying? But mind you now, what I don't know is, and I feel like I said, I really feel like I don't even supposed to be here, you know what I'm saying? But get what? It was a few more players down there who had the same story I did, you know what I'm saying? Who could have been a couple other places, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. And so, I ended up, like I said, I went around to his house, just have a conversation with him, and so like I said, it was a bunch of boys with there from Southwest. So I was just trying to let him know, like, hey, coach, I don't know, man, if you really understand, like I'm not one of them package players that came. he was calling me Southwest. That was his name for me. He said, Southwest, I know exactly who you are. He said, the only reason we didn't recruit you like that because I figured we didn't have a chance at, even landing you. He said, I know exactly who you are. He said, I saw, man, he went, look, because we had facilities like the one school when it came to the, the athletics. So we had like 3-4 different practice fields. So back then, you VCR in one field, and he would be over there with the main guy. So I'd be like, he told me everything I had did that whole week during practice. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, he said, I look at these, I go back and look at the film. Right. He said, so he said, you're an outstanding player, man. He said, well, what you got to realize, my system here, you know, he said, we got, you know, other players like, you know, like the two guys who was in front of me, they were seniors.
Yeah.
And, finna be seniors. And I was just saying, like, man, okay, I was just worried because I ain't no big, you know, like, you know, if you put me with that line running against the defense,
exactly.
you know, you see what I'm, he said, I know, but he already knew that.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, these guys don't put their time in, you know what I mean, that they want to get their opportunity. He said, you gonna get yours, you know what I'm saying? Like, he said, you got really, you started in spring game. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was on the black team, which was like the third team, but I didn't realize, like, you the only freshman out there. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Except for the dude named Robert Jenkins.
Yeah.
And he ended up going and playing in the league for about 8 years. But he played as a freshman, which was real odd there. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So anyway, man, I basically wasn't really patient enough. Like that's why I say in hindsight, I ended up leaving and then trying to going to Georgia. But what I didn't realize, I was so ignorant to the fact that, like, I ain't even had a GPA to transfer. You know what I'm saying? I was all the way down to getting signed up for my dorm and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But they on the counter, he like, you know, I had to go. I couldn't even get through the attendance. You know what I'm saying? The admittance office. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So they tried to send me to junior, the cab to get my GPA up. You know what I'm saying? To come back. And then after that, man, honestly, man, I just kind of had lost interest. You know what I'm saying? Shit started going all kind of other way. I started getting into other stuff, you know what I mean, at that time. But like I said, if I, like, again, in hindsight, I probably, you know, I would have did it a little different because, like I said, them two guys he was saying both of them went. You know what I'm saying? Third and fourth round, you know what I'm saying? Then the two dudes played behind me went. You know what I'm saying? They played behind me at that time. When I left, you know what I'm saying, they ended up moving on up on the depth chart. They ended up going. And one went in the second round, one went in the fourth round. You know what I'm saying? So clearly they had the talent. You know what I'm saying?
You got a son in there now too, though, that plays NCAA ball, right?
Yeah, he got he finna graduate, man, in May, and it's crazy because his journey was kind of like started like mine a little bit, but it was just on a bigger level. That's why it kind of had me a little nervous, like, cause how quick stuff could go left. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, when he came out, he committed to Georgia. And you know, Kirby had been at him since he was at Alabama. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so that's why when he first got, he was like the first player he signed. You know what I mean? But then he flipped at All-American game with Ole Miss. So I was like, all right, you know, he explained. He said, you know, you like, man, you know, he just felt like they recruit so many people at that same spot and this and that, over recruit. He was like, well, shit, I could still be on the SEC on, you know, over here with a lot, you know what I mean, a bigger fish in a smaller pond. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, that's cool, you know what I mean? Still big boy ball. Well, he went over there and he played like his freshman year. We played, you know what I'm saying? Getting his feet wet, but that's when he feel like me, you know. He got there getting, you know, he reading the articles and the write-ups that, you know, the writers and shit down there, what they saying about him, how, you know, how fast he grabs and stuff, and, like, you know, how quick he should be, you know, put into the defense for, you know, just for what he do as far as what they was missing.
He was a linebacker, right?
Yeah, but by the time he got to college, he was like a safety, like strong safety hybrid linebacker. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, his open field tackle is, you know, he can blitz like hell, you know, and his coverage, you know what I'm saying? Because he played offense too all through coming up, you know what I'm saying? You know, he was quarterback for years, so he kind of good at picking up, you know, anticipate well, you know what I'm saying? But ball's gonna go like, you know, he had like 7 interceptions his junior year, and 4 of them for touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, he got good ball skills. You know what I mean? So he ended up he left Ole Miss when Hugh Freeze left, and his coordinator left and went to Nebraska with Frost when he first went over there. And I don't know for what reason, you know, when they was, you know, everything they said they wanted to come over there for, they didn't use him at. You know what I'm saying? They said they wanted to do that in the third, but they had him playing DN. I'm like, you know, he's not a DN. You know what I'm saying? He's 6'1", 210 pounds. But he was killing them. Like on the spring game, he was like, he was the MVP of the little spring game. He played with like a quarter and a half. He had like 8 tackles. He had like 3 for losses. He had 2 sacks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they actually got write-ups in there. They compare him. They had him and they ranked in their top 40 best players ever come there. You know what I'm saying? With Sue and Levante Davis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then they red-shirted him. So I was like, damn, what is that about? You know what I'm saying? So I was still saying, like, because at first he was like, I'm going to, ride out. They said they want to put some weight on him and then put him in the middle. So he was like, they need him. I said, cool. We went with it. About spring came and had him right back at the end again. So anyway, he left, went to JUCO. And by the time he came out of JUCO, Bob Petrino, who was recruiting when he was at Louisville, had got the gig over at Missouri State. So he brought him over there with him. Cause he was like an honor student coming out of school. He come out of JUCO. He done let his GPA slip down like 2 something. So, he took a chance on it. So, anyway, he went on over there. He opted out this year. He had 2 more this year. Like, he'll be a grad. And he gonna go on to graduate, got his GPA back up. You know what I'm saying? Going to graduate. So, he honestly, man, he might be back home for real. It's looking like he either
back in Georgia.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. It's crazy because of the timing, because of like right now they just in a situation where they kind of need help on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Because they got everything else. You know what I'm saying? So, right now it's kind of like the coach can't really talk to him right now. You know what I'm saying? But they still have ways of reaching out. You know what I'm saying? So, honestly, it'll probably either be there over there or it might even be over there with Dion, you know what I'm saying? Because Dion, he coached him in the All-American game. And then he got named, he remember even in Little League when Dion had that team Truth. He had that team made up over all them boys over the country, And they came out here, we beat the brakes off them. And then he realized we was just the team from right here. We wasn't nobody from nowhere else, you know what I'm saying? So he flew up to Dallas. Gave them boys all kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? People there, they beat, he said, you want to play it's the number 1 team. You know what I'm saying? Now, this number 1 team, see how y'all pay that, get them, beat the daylight out of them. So I was telling him, like, when even when he played in the All-American game with him, and Dion was talking about him, I said, you ain't never remind him that you the same little boy, played against him. He said, I ain't think about it. I'm like, how you don't think about that? You know what I'm saying? That should have been the first thing you was thinking. That, like, so that would instantly put, you know what I'm saying, that in his head, like, oh, hell yeah, I remember where you come from. So, but anyway, his people reached out too. So, man, I think he's just fortunate, really, to be in a situation to even go, have a couple more years. Because we were tripping the other day when we were looking at the draft, like, a lot of the boys who came out with him, and, you know what I'm saying, the old boy was good too, you know what I mean? But, he was thinking, like, they really wasn't no better than him, or, rank no higher than him at their position. So, but they in there because they stayed with it. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell you, a lot of times, it ain't the best players who get in the list, the ones who stay with it. You see what I'm saying? And, when you come out on them ESPN lists, it's a reason. You see what I'm saying? Like, they literally follow you till you done. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because they know you go through certain situations, did that in the third, but they still want to see that 1 or 2 year where, okay, I thought he was this player, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? It may affect how, how far you go in the draft.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, we had a couple of boys. That boy, J.C. Horn.
Yeah.
Joe Horn's son, he got named one of our players. He went first round to Carolina.
Yes, sir.
That boy Davis Mills, the quarterback out of Stanford. He was our little quarterback, you know what I'm saying, throughout middle school and up to like 10th grade. Then he left here and there. We actually we had another one. We had another boy who went through this year who came, and I'm trying to think. But then, look, the dude Malik, y'all might pay attention to him, Malik Willis. He from here. Right there, Old National, played at Old National. Mark Twain, you do them tracks. His son. He went to Roswell, right? He went to Auburn. And then, he was playing, it didn't work out there, they brought it Bodick, so he went to Liberty.
Yeah.
Up there with Hugh Freed, the same coach who recruited real to Ole Miss. And went crazy this year, right? I'm talking about, like, he did some stupid numbers up there, right?
Yeah.
So he was thinking about coming out this year, but he wasn't high enough on the board, you know what I'm saying, to go on. So he fit 1 more year. And now you look at the NFL for like next year, draft like just what they anticipate. They got him over Rattler, the boy from Oklahoma. They got him over the boy from North Carolina, Howell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like he's already projected to be like, they got him on a couple of boards, the first quarterback coming out the board next year.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just good to see them boys, you know, especially when you don't watch them grow up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Since they were little.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just finish the drill. You know what I'm saying?
Now, my question is this, though, Duke. After you stopped playing ball, what was that transition like getting into music, and what was that gap? What was you doing in that time?
Man, from the time I accepted that football dream was going to happen, man, honestly, man, it probably would happen fast because I was 8, 19. It probably happened like 2 years after that. At the moment that because like I never had, you know, really did know with no music, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? It just happened one, you know, I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I always was a fan of it. And then, but I always knew I always figured I could do it because, you know, I always knew I had wordplay and, you know, kind of a pretty good vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? It was just like learning the craft. You know what I'm saying? So I went by and just saw myself one day on the video screen back when they used to have the TVs in the stores. You could walk by and see yourself. So
you rapping in Walmart?
Man, I just walked by and saw me like I was fresh that day. Right. My Auburn hat, my starting jacket, clothes on. You know what I'm saying? So I just walked by, I said, hey, I said, hey, and I told my home, I really was just talking shit. I said, man, I gotta get on TV, man. Shit, I'm finna be a rapper, man. These niggas just be playing out here. I said, I be doing this shit for real. So from then, man, me just saying that, it seemed like I just started moving on.
Yeah,
like
follow through.
Yeah, dog, I was, you know what I'm saying? I got there and looked at the phone book, found a nigga with a studio with $25 an hour, right? Just so happened, it was a good studio for real. It is, you know, the nigga had a house with a studio in the bottom, right? And the nigga knew how, he taught me, dog, I ain't never touched an instrument in my life.
Right.
The nigga taught me how to play play by ear, you know what I'm saying, keys. He played guitar live for a church, so man, you could play, you know what I'm saying, drums. So he taught me how to make beats and stuff, you know, taught me how to work the MP, you know what I'm saying, and a Triton. That's what we had over there, you know what I'm saying? So I did all the tracks on the, you know what I'm saying, my first little project, and I ain't never did beat before in my life, right? But what I was doing, I would take like just the tracks I like it out here. Now once I get the middle and I start learning, I would start listening to each instrument individually on there, you know what I'm saying, and what it's doing. And why this sound go with that one? You see what I'm saying? Why they using this one with this one? You see what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. And then I started just mimicking what I'm hearing. You see what I'm saying? But just changing, but put my own melodies and chords to it. You see what I'm saying? Drum patterns, you know, pretty much gonna be the same anyway throughout. You know, you may change a little bit. That's why you can't copyright no drum pattern. But the melodies and that, you know what I'm saying, stuff on top, what he taught me how to do. And shoot, man, it just went from there, man. For you know it, I had to deal with Solar Records. You know, I had to deal a little tape. MC Breeze manager had came across it.
Rodney G.
Yeah, because he came across because he liked this chick that I was cool with. You know what I'm saying? Like we were real cool. So just like, you know, she used to be on a little, she was a bad little chick. Used to be out there a little bit. People, you know, like or whatever. So when that many celebrities and stuff like that hit in, so she was like, hey, I got this dude, he said he managed MC Breeze. He like your tape. And I said, oh, for real? She said, yeah, I told him I'm gonna give you your number so you can call him and talk to him. I said, no, you talk to him. You just keep talking to him. Cause I'm already saying he like you.
Right.
So, you know, I already know niggas they want to flex their power a little more to you, you know what I'm saying, than he will to me, for real, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I said, I'll let you know when you just tell him, you know what I'm saying, ask him what we need to do next. You know what I'm saying? So he passed where he told me, you know, just tell him, I want to talk to him because I give, you know, and tell him I gonna have to pay him. To go out there and do it, cause so you know what I'm saying. So when he got to that point, I was like, okay, man, this nigga serious. Right. So then I talked to him, so he was like, he like, yeah, man, if you give me some, you know, you can pay me to do this next, cause I ain't gonna make nothing out the deal, this, that, and the third. You know, man, I'm young, so I ain't really knowing like that. The money he was talking about, wasn't no big deal to me. So I was like, okay, so I ended up getting the money. And then, I got our little round trip flights out there, paid for the hotels, you know what I'm saying? We stayed out there like 3-4 days. And came back, you know what I'm saying? Went to the office. That's when I first heard of Snoop. Cause I met D. Griffey, you know what I'm saying? He was up there. And they gave me the deep cover soundtrack. Cause they were putting that out, you know what I'm saying? They were like, this artist we finna start pushing. We had the single on there.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So that really launched everything from there, you know what I mean? Cause I ain't know what I was doing with that for real.
What was going through your mind though, dude? You go from the football field, now you in the entertainment industry, you talking about deep cover soundtracks and all of this stuff and being in that kind of mix out of nowhere. How did you feel then?
Hey, you know what? That's what when it was happening, like after the initial, it never really settled in, you know what I'm saying? Because I kept thinking like, I hope this nigga ain't playing with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I don't want him playing with me. You know what I'm saying? That was my main thing.
Yeah.
So when we actually got out there, that's when it kind of started sinking in like, okay, this shit for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We actually went to the office and they knew I was coming for real.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So like, okay, see, the internet thing was, okay, this shit went through. Okay, now, what are you going to do? For real. You ain't no label.
Right.
What's next? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause in my head, I'm thinking it's just a regular record deal. You know what you think a record deal is that you seeing from anybody else. You know, okay, I get a record deal now. They worry about that. They gonna take care of it. They gonna give me some money.
Yeah.
None of that shit happened. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, all we finna do it. We just the distributor.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that when they would start their distribution company. You see
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, I didn't know, I had to have a video or I needed a single.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right,
or a radio record. I ain't know none of that, how green I was to it. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I just went in there recording them songs, threw an album out. Gave it to them. You know what I'm saying? They put it out, and we got lucky in a couple of spots. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And like
right.
in Chattanooga and in a little part of Louisville, a little part of Dallas. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Just, strictly on just word of mouth.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So from there, you know what I'm saying, when they wanted to do another situation, that's when I ended up getting with X, Spearhead X, over there at Ichiban.
Right.
And so we started actually working on my project with Ichiban.
Yeah.
But X was, you know what I'm saying, again, I'm still thinking, I'm thinking this artist shit, I want this record deal, man.
Yeah.
I want somebody to sign me and give me some money. You see what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So I'm asking him like, hey, man, when you gonna sign me, man? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, cause we had a deal about 4 or 5 songs.
Yeah.
So, and I'm still still learning the business a little bit. So he was like, nah, he said, I don't want to sign you. He said, cause he said, I'm gonna get the project together and I'm gonna make them do it. He said, because if I sign you, that means, I'm gonna have to goddamn be responsible for you. He said, then that means, he said, if somebody come along, you ain't got to worry, you ain't tied into me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? You can go on.
So keeping it 100
but I'm thinking that's bullshit. You see what I'm saying? At the time.
I feel
At the
you.
time.
Right,
you see what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
That nigga bullshit. So
He don't fuck with me.
so we went here and we did our little thing, and so I had the record that we were liking as a single. You know what I'm saying? They want to start putting out, right? It was called Gangsta Party, and so I had did the track, me and Kyle. You know what I'm saying? So but X had did most of all the other stuff on there, right? So Poon had talked to me about, cause Poon had fucked around and met at was dealing with Draper, Tony Draper.
right.
And Draper had started dealing with Ludacris. So Greg Street had the record, right? He sent it to Tony Draper. So both of them had that sent it to Draper, right? So Poon called me back and said, Tony Draper want to talk to you. And I'm thinking, man, what? I said, for real? He's like, yeah, man, he want to talk to you. I said, oh shit, well, give him my number, nigga. So you know what I'm saying? So he gave my number.
Right.
And so, I'm like, man, they nigga called me, right? So he was like, man, you know what I'm saying? I got your record, man. He said, like, man, you know what I'm saying? I like your style, man. I want to bring you down here. So
No, what was he at that particular time?
he was in Houston.
He was in Houston already.
Yeah.
Tony Draper is from Houston, or he's from
He's
Tennessee?
from Memphis, but he grew up in Houston.
He grew up in
Went to high
Houston.
school
Gotcha.
there and all that.
Gotcha.
But his family still, his mom and all them still in Memphis.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But So yeah, he said, I'm bringing you down here, man. I just want to, meet you, man, and kick with you. I said, all right, cool. So, he said, I'm gonna have Luda down here too. And I said, oh, okay. He said, yeah, man. So, Pony already told me, he said, yeah, man, he gonna bring Luda down there too, man. He gonna sign one of y'all. So I'm saying then, like, oh man, he finna sign me, man. Because Luda had the song out, Fat Rabbit and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I like, man, he ain't finna sign me. You know what I'm saying? If he got him, so we went down there and kicked. I probably came back that Sunday, right? He was gonna take me back to the airport. So that Sunday came, I hit niggas see what time, we gonna go to the airport.
Right. You thinking it's all, you
like,
gone.
man, let's get ready. Yeah, I'm going home now.
Yeah.
So he said, he asked me, he said, what did it take, man, for you to stay down here for a while? You know what I'm saying? I said, what you mean? He said, what you need to handle what you need to handle at home and make, be this and that straight so you can stay here for a minute. And so I said, oh, okay. I said, what you want me to stay for? You know what I'm saying? So now I'm getting excited, like,
right.
I said, what you want me to stay for? He said, man, shoot. He said, I want to keep you down there. I want to put you to work, man. I want to go and get your studio. I said, oh, okay. So he said, so you want me? You gonna sign me? You gonna sign me? He was like, yeah. He said, yeah. I said, so what? I said, what Luda? He said, he went home, man. And I said, well, some kind of way. He was like, he said, he was like, we like Luda and this and that and third. You know what I'm saying? And he said, I think you fit my camp a little better. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said, I like you, man. So I was like, cool. So I gave him a number. So you know what I'm saying? And we went to the bank that next morning. You know what I'm saying? And shit, it just went from there. You know what I'm saying? I stayed down there. That when the Ball Lost album had came out.
Gotcha.
So before I know it, like I went and did the remix to Pure Uncut. That single he had. But, and then I had did the record for that Thicker Than Water soundtrack with him, at Belly. So he got there, he hit me off, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, this is straight, you know what I'm saying? So from there, man, we it was like, I just, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I ended up going on the road with Ball, you know what I'm saying, on his album. And like opening up, being the hype man. They told me, I'm thinking I'm just going to, to kick it though and see the road. They first start was in Albany, Georgia, at the Stevens Center.
Yeah.
A lot of folks out there. So it was a radio show. So I was like, okay, damn. So I'm just like, damn. So then we on the bus.
Yeah.
Get
You
ready,
on the road now.
get ready to get there and go in, see our crowd. So them niggas said, hey man, we need you to go out there and open up. I said, what? He said, we need you to go out there and get the crowd ready, man. I said, man, what you mean, man? I ain't never did no shit like this in my life. And I ain't even that guy. You see what I'm saying? I'm not the hype guy. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, man, what you mean, man? So the nigga like, man, look, we on the bus now. It just went from me going, if you have a good time and kick to now you put some responsibilities on me. Out of nowhere that, I ain't prepared for. So we they put the CD in on. They must say, ain't no big deal, man. Just listen, man. That's all you gotta do. So they played the little, the intro when it came on with the Tila song, Show Enough.
Yeah.
So they were like, just go out there, man, and just, just get them hype. I said, what you mean get them hype? What you want me to jump around and dance or some shit? He was like, no, just talk to the crowd. Like, so then that's when Thorough, he's like, man, just go out there and be like, well, just holler at the crowd, let them know we in the building. And then, ask me if they ready for biology.
Yeah.
And then, just do some shit. Y'all say, hey, but he's doing it to the track. I said, okay. So, I was saying, that seems simple enough. So, what I'm saying? I said, well, dang, this going out here get somebody crunk, it's never been me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I went out there and I did it, right? When they announced, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got this coming. The crowd already was showing love, so it kind of relaxed me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Cause they already ready for biology.
As soon as the Tila dropped, they was already rocking. You know what I'm saying? So it just seemed like everything just flowed from there. You know what I'm saying? And then what was so funny, nigga, after like the first song he did this song called he had one song. I didn't know the song, to be honest with you. Like
this was Ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was performing the song, right? And I ain't know the song like that.
Right.
So, I'm letting really the crowd catch the hook part. You see what I'm saying? So as it come around, for some reason, man, it's coming out the hook. I just, he right there, glance at him, right? And it's going into the verse.
Right.
And I see him do like this, like, I said, he done forgot his verse. I don't know why, dog. I don't know why that jumped in my head, right? I said, damn, he done forgot his verse. And so, I think the hook was Kid Buck. Or some shit. It was some shit like that. I be honest, like, I don't even remember.
Right.
I ain't know the song like that. But I know when I looked at his face, and he got there and did like that, dog. And when the track came in, the hook went out, it took like a split second, and he ain't come in. Dog, I just went in, right? Just freestyling, right?
For real?
Dog, I just went in the whole 16, and shit, dog, I'm talking about the end, right when the hook right when the hook came in, dog. And like, look, twin them on the back right there, jacket there,
right.
666 right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So them niggas like, man, you the MVP. MVP. Saved it. You know what I'm saying? Like, then what's so funny was, again, this my first time doing it. I ain't even realize you can't, your voice ain't trained to just be going all hard like that, right?
Yeah.
So now by the time, after I finished doing that,
right.
I go get a bottle, to drink it. Then I come back to go into that song. I can't even talk.
You don't match that.
My voice gone.
You match that.
You know what I'm saying? I had to throw it out.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't trained for that. You see what I'm saying? So, but
you
it
gave
was
5 minutes of hell though.
Man, what? Man, and I ain't even no freestyler. I ain't even no freestyler. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but it just like it's your time right now. Like do it now. You know what I'm saying?
Because you got something for me. Because other than that, I want to elaborate on the 8-ball thing.
Well, get on head in there, man.
So you go from that particular show right there. What was your relationship like with 8-Ball and MJG, and what is like working with them two? Like I look at 8-Ball and MJG, and Pimp C and Bun B as like the greatest. You know what I'm saying?
You already know. We grew up on that.
Yeah. But what was it like? For people that don't know them, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
like in the studio, are they as great as they sound on those records with making these songs?
Man, it was. Like being in a position to be able to work with them was an honor. Just to even be around, you know what I'm saying? Because of course, we grew up. That's what we lived, like you said. And y'all, you see what I'm saying? That was road too. You see what I'm saying? Because that was all around that same time. You see what I'm saying? So to be in a position like, man, if I could have picked the label at that time, just say, I could have hand-picked the label I wanted to be on. Mm-hmm. That's the one I would have picked. Just because, they music they made and just the, they flavor looked like it was us more. It's the closest thing that we could relate to. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? That was, to be in that position, man, was crazy to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I can't believe this happening. You know what I'm saying? I went through that little moment. Right. You know what I'm saying? For me, like, man, I'm down here with goddamn 8-Ball, man. Damn, JT. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I had that moment. And like I said, even when I went in the studio with him, you know what I'm saying? They welcomed me with open arms. You know what I'm saying? Like, and especially like the staff and the Suave.
The family.
People, like the people who work there. You see what I'm saying? Because they felt like, I could have really went there, been that dude over there, you know what I'm saying, after their project. So it was cool, man. Like I said, it made me working with T Mix, man. I learned a lot from him. Like, he incredible as a producer. You know what I'm saying? Like, he brilliant. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, he was they sound. You know what I'm saying?
That's who had that sound.
That was they sound. You see what I'm saying? He was they sound, basically. Draper was they concepts.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
How was it like, dude, you in the same city, you in Houston, Texas. You got rap a lot in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
What was that like going up against like a powerhouse like that? Was there any like, I don't want to say beef, the word beef, but was that competition?
Well,
when it came to Rap a Lot, Suave House, and and you kind of on this side.
Yeah, it was beef though.
It
was more than
okay.
at that time.
Yeah,
I fell down there in the middle of some beef. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh my God!
So that was when they was they wasn't the Tila. I know you know about Tila shit.
No,
I don't know about the Tila shit.
I know exactly.
Saying like when Tila was leaving Suave, you remember they had the situation, and he ended up going to rap a lot.
Oh
Gotcha.
damn!
Yeah,
Okay,
so that was the situation for a minute.
Okay.
Me and Draper was actually riding one day, man, on the expressway, and he was riding beside us. We happened to be pulling up. He was on the side of us. I didn't know. He pulled the window down. He's like, that nigga Tila, He's like, hey, nigga, pull over. He trying to get him to pull out the interstate. You like, no, Draper, I ain't pulling over. You want to go to the office, man. Go to the rapper line if you want to talk to me.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't rap about it now. You over at rap a lot.
Yeah, you gone. So you know what I'm saying. Yeah, they had a little issue though for a minute, man. And it was to the point like, see, when I got out in Houston, man, I used to hang out. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little spot down there called Jamaica that was kind of like our 559.
Remember I told you about that. Y'all came to jump me. Dude was gonna jump me down there behind him. All the people didn't believe it when I told him, we got him here now. He verified.
Look, all these facts was y'all about to get wicked hell at Jamaica.
Let me tell you something, man. When that went down right, I can remember the day he came when they was in on the radio, right?
Yeah.
We over at the studio house. The mind you about 15, 20 niggas over there. And they hey, them niggas in town. I pull up. That's how they talk. Hey, dude, your folks in town, man. They on the radio. I said, oh, for real? Yeah, we gonna see them tonight, man. I said, hold on, what's going on? What they talking about? And I already knew that, all of them felt like they dissed them on the record or whatever.
Yeah.
So I said, what they say? You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, they supposed to be at your spot tonight. Cause they ain't really hang out like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they were like, they gonna be at Jamaica. I said, oh, okay. So they like, yeah, man, we're gonna go there and see them. I said, I said, hey, man, listen. I said, do y'all really know what y'all doing? Like for real. I said, you know what I'm saying? What y'all trying to do? That's what I said. What y'all trying to do? You know what I'm saying? They were like, man, we just need to see what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? Go out there, just trace, get some straightening, man. Like, nigga being disrespectful in the city. So, man, we just need help. I said, hey, man, you need to know what you doing. I said, dog, for real. I said, do you know what you doing? I said, what you prepared for, bro? I said, because at the end of dog, for real, because at the end of the day, get what? I got to go back home.
Yeah.
These my folks. I see them.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And it's not going to go like you think. You see what I'm saying? With this crew I'm looking at, you see what I'm saying? With this crew, it ain't gonna go like you think. You see what I'm saying? So, anyway, man, we go up there, right? With Weekend them thing. I'm in the club, kicking it. You know what I'm saying? So I get the call. Hey, man, come outside. They here. So I go outside, right? So I see Wicked them on this side squared off. You know what I'm saying? Looking all mean and muggy and shit. I see Ball them over here, looking, a little, uncomfortable, trying to figure out what's going on. They say, dude. So then, it was the Wicked or Shouty. I don't remember which one. Okay, say, what's up, dude? And I was like, what's up, man? Say, like, man, what's going on? He said, man, we just trying to get some straightening over here, man. So we had a doubt, right? Yeah. So then I hit Ball and I said, man, what's up? I hear him then. He like, so by the time Ball said, so he said, we trying to get some things. So man, he talking about we did him or some shit. He said something, and then we said, we thought you dissed us, motherfucker. So when he said that, right? When he said that shit, right? He was like, nigga, we thought you dissed us, motherfucker. What you mean? What else? Like, it's been so long, I remember all exactly what it was. Right. So Bob was like, well, we ain't this y'all, man. We were talking about down south. He was explaining his case, this, that.
Right. They were really talking about
we said, well, man, fuck it, man. If you want to do it, let's just do a song, straighten the shit, squash the shit. So Bob like, nah, we'll talk about that, man. We'll talk about it. Because he in bald head, right? He figured like, if they want to do a song with me, man, I could. Because honestly, for real, he used to like them.
Yeah.
But
he used to
see,
be riding around bumping they shit in Cool Breeze. So that's what Wick always do. Fucking relationship being crazy as hell.
I didn't do that because look, this is what Duke could do.
I'm telling you, dog, that nigga used to ride around in that goddamn Tahoe, bumping them at Cool Breeze, man.
My God.
We had the label call 8 Ball and asked 8 Ball to do a record with us. 8 Ball denied doing the record. And then next thing I know, this nigga is in my face confronting me about talking about us dissing him. That's the angle I was looking at.
No, you said, y'all remember the down south. Remember we said down south player haters get tossed up on that song.
Yeah,
they were just talking about down south.
But that was
player haters get tossed up. But he said that was y'all company.
That was our company.
Yeah, see, he didn't know that though. You see what I'm saying? That was the whole confusion. Remember? but dude, that really wasn't my thing. I knew that he wasn't talking about us. Oh,
my thing was he dissed us. He wouldn't do the record.
Okay, you said
so I needed something. I couldn't just beef with a nigga because he didn't want to fuck with me on the record.
Okay,
right.
Okay.
So now I'm looking for anything.
Gotcha.
It just like, you know what I'm saying.
I got you.
So I grabbed on to that right there and I rolled with it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be a man.
I'm sorry, dude. I gotta give Wick hell a second. Wick, so okay, you giving Outkast hell, you giving 8 Ball and MJG hell. Why was you giving everybody hell in the industry,
they were
man?
all just legends. I just wanted to be in the same.
Hey, man.
I wanted to be at the same
You know
table
what,
they was
dog?
at, man.
You know what, dog? Let me tell you something, dog. That's the realest answer he could have gave.
Yeah.
For real. Because he ain't the only person be frustrated like that, dog. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason.
I'm with you.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I done find myself at points, man, and I'm gonna tell you something, dog. That's why, and I'm gonna tell you something, dog. It took my chick to be like, you know, like, hey, man, you a hater. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what you talking about? I'm motherfucking hater. You know, I'm gonna give her the shit. I know shit did that at third. So, but when she explained to what she was saying, you know how she broke it down, like, you know, I see you talking about this person or you got an issue with that person, and you know, the folks just trying to do the same thing you trying to do, man. They just trying to eat and take care of their family.
Yeah.
And when she said that, it made me just look at shit a whole different way. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, man, you know what, maybe I'm, you know, that energy, you know, because then I started getting more into, like, as I got older, I got more into the spiritual side, like not necessarily just Jesus and all that. I'm just talking about like the universe and the frequencies and energy and how it work for real. You see what I'm saying? So, and for like, you know, putting certain type of energy come, you know, what you attract. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though you may not realize it just through certain words and certain thoughts. You see what I'm saying? It's, you know, your frequencies line up with certain things. You see what I'm saying? And so I had started getting on a different take on it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it got more or less to like, when you start looking at it like different ways, you know, different, from not just your way of looking at stuff, or you know, because you feel like, man, I should be there, or I could be them niggas ain't no real than me. Shit, they ain't did shit that, but I done did for real life. For real, they getting away with this shit, lying, tricking motherfuckers.
And everybody feel. I'm glad you said that.
Because you know you insulted because you feel like how they believe in this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'm right out here.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's my angle. What you're saying right there is 1,000.
I already know.
Yeah.
What he was feeling. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we can't, you know, it ain't for us to go, you know, like I said, that energy, it ain't really bringing you back nothing good from it. That's the result of it. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, think of better ways, other ways to just use that same energy and in branding yourself.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Go on and do what it is you feel like, you know what I'm saying, the world need to know. The same way, you know, to get there just like they did. You see what I'm saying? If that's your issue, you see what I'm saying? So, you know, it just like you say, self-diagnose it, self-checking on some shit, you know what I mean?
When you meet a group, when you meet somebody that you don't grew up on, that you listen to every day, and you love these motherfuckers,
Yeah.
And that's whether it's a basketball player, a football player, anybody. And you finally meet like your hero.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like I heard a guy last night talking about, well, he asked Barry Bonds for an autograph. He loved Barry Bonds. Done bought every jersey, everything. Barry Bonds told him, why would I give you an interview when I can get $2,500 for an interview? He said that he went home and burnt everything from Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
I don't
saying?
blame that.
So when you meet a guy, when you don't listen to these people, you have a perception of, man, when they meet me, they gonna know I'm their biggest, I'm their biggest fan, or they gonna be this type of way. And when you meet that hero of yours and they nonchalant with you, dismissive of you, it make you act like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't you know. I had to grow to be a G. So, you know, at those particular times, I'm 20, 21 years old, and I meet these niggas I'm listening to every day, and niggas dismissive of me. I'm like, fuck you, nigga.
Yeah, you know why? Because, again, you know why, though? That because, again, we expect niggas to be like us. You see what I'm saying? You know, that's why, you know, all these catchy-ass cliches, they don't really mean shit.
Right.
Niggas just say, because they sound, I real recognize real. I ain't seen that shit yet.
Right.
And that be the main thing. Like, well, then how you ain't know that, nigga?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If you real recognize real, how you ain't know that?
Right.
When that shit clear day. You know what I mean? So, it just, certain things just sound good to say, and it really don't have no substance to it, man.
Right.
And
Answer
you
me
start
this.
thinking that, though. And that's why you get disappointed at, you know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, you look at these niggas a certain way. That was my situation to a degree with, you know, you look at niggas a certain way, then when they show you who you are, it's like, damn, this you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, wow.
Right.
Okay.
So while you were over there at Suave House, another question. Young Rick Ross in the building.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like watching him? And did you think that he was going to grow up to be the boss, Rick Ross?
Well, with the Rick Ross situation, you know, that's when I met Rick Ross at noontime with Block. He was Teflon Don then. And during that time, we was actually doing a project, me, him, and Big Gee for noontime. You know what I'm saying? I think did like 10 songs, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So after Draper didn't, you know, situation, severed his ties, let's say, with Universal, and then, you know, all them let Puff come in, they get in their ear, and then they, you know, went over there with them and stuff. So then he was gonna go back and he would start back a whole new situation, they're gonna do it independent, right? So I ended up coming up here getting, that's why I ended up doing my little situation with So Def. Now I'm fooling with them. And but I was working over there with Noontime, doing a lot of, you know, I just started doing my writing thing with Jazzy.
Yeah.
So that's how I met Block. So and even started doing that situation. So I tell him, hey man, you know, Draper trying to, you know what I'm saying, do some stuff. He trying to start a whole new situation. Woo. You might want to do something with Ross with Tef over there. So they end up doing the situation, and and then in the process of that, though, I mean, like Draper gave him, you know, gave him some little piece of cheese, going to put his project out because right before it came out, he ended up putting that Every Day I'm Hustling out, and he ended up getting that situation. But he, you know, he just kept G like, well, you know, I still let you put this out, you know, on your independent tip, you know, because he had already, you know what I'm saying, broke bread with him, whatever. So that's how that pretty much came together, you know what I'm saying. I had Draper call. Well, I had Block called Draper. Yeah. And they linked it up. He went down there, flew down there. You know what I'm saying? They did the situation. You know what I mean?
What is it like for y'all, man, and this is for both of y'all, just growing up in the game and everybody having a few degrees of separation? So you at Jamaica, and you thinking, I know these niggas over here.
Yeah.
But I'm with 8 Ball to MJG. Right. You see what I'm saying? You over there at noontime, but you seeing Block and you seeing Rick Ross early on, and it's just literally 1 degree of separation between y'all and every nigga in the damn South. What was that like? And then to see the trajectory of everybody's careers, and then everybody having their own time at different times. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Well, man, to me, you know, it's like, I mean, that's like, you know what I'm saying? It seems like that go together in the sense of like, okay, if everybody was in this, all y'all came out this same little pot. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like it was just a lot of talent in that pot. You see what I'm saying? In that area, and like. When you doing this stuff, man, again, I always quote that what Pimp C said, man, you know what I'm saying? When you're doing legendary stuff, man, you don't know it when you're doing it. Right. You're just doing what you do. You see what I'm saying? Right. You don't know it's legendary till 10, 15, 20 years later, it's still having an impact on people's lives, or people still talking about it in some capacity. You understand what I'm saying? So you know, when you see that kind of stuff, when I see the people like Ross Blow, and then when I see the Jazz have their moment, and I see the Brian Cox have his moments, you see what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I see the J Dub have their moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And one my man who I always talk about him, Toomp.
You forgot about your boy too, Cal. You know, you were there with Jagged them. You were there when they first started. You used to jump in a limo with me and you.
Yeah, they were twin AK then.
Yeah,
they were even Jagged in then. Yeah. That's who. Well, you know, my little brother went to school with them. They were best friends. That's how I met them. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of like they had a lot to do with my with me with my career too early on. You know, like. That same album I tell you I did the production on, did this, that. They did down to every hook. Yeah, because they taught me how to do hooks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I always like, you know, once you get the melody, do the hook. You know, that's make the hook be what you basically talking about. That was they, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And show me how to make them big and add the little layers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, they actually own like 4 of them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Duke around town with them. I was like,
you know
what I'm saying? They thought they was a singing group.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I heard them on the radio. I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they were my little team, man. My little folk, like I said, they taught me a lot as far as when it came to creating and making records. You know what I'm saying? So even with, like I said, R&B records that I got placed, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that, people feel like, well, you can write any kind of record. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I said, just the melody and then putting the words in place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they taught me that type of thing. They took a lot of. I mean, I think I taught them a lot of stuff too. Had a lot of influence on some of their writing. You know what I'm saying? As far as with their concepts and their wordplay. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we feed off each other. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of those concepts and hooks and stuff and the idea came from just shit that a nigga used to say on the regular. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There may be a nigga conversation or well, just a saying you might have. You know what I'm saying? And that, so, you know, I think it was definitely beneficial though being around them cats.
Well, I want to address the elephant in the room.
Still talking about the ball.
Come on with it.
I want to address the elephant in the room, man. Then I'm gonna bow out, man. Let Beehive ask you the last couple of questions. I want to talk about Boyz in the Hood, and particularly Jody Breeze and Young Jeezy. The first thing I want to talk about with Young Jeezy is the verse that he did on if it's taking too long to break up, bring it back. Me and you talked about this plenty of times.
Yeah.
I think that might have been, top 5 verses to ever.
You got to be at the top.
Ever come out of the letter. I would say Sean Paul had one. They were calling me.
Yeah,
to come back to the streets.
Yeah.
You got a few. I can't think of all of them right now.
But CeeLo got one somewhere now.
That particular verse.
Go 3-stack.
Talk to me about how that verse came, and were you there when he did that verse? Take us through that whole thing with Young Jeezy with that particular verse.
Okay, well, Young Jeezy, again, when we came together, of course, we was put together, you know what I mean? So, like when Block, again, okay, let's start with that. Block, that Boyz in the Hood was always his baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, he been talking about that for years, you know what I mean? And that's one thing I kind of appreciate him on, like I can remember when he first started talking about that, like, he was like, man, I'm gonna do a group called Boyz in the Hood. I'm gonna have you in it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, they would even figure out where it was coming from or what he said. And so then he was like, when he put it together, it was like, we wanted to have every element of the hood covered, you know what I'm saying? Like, every hood got a young wild nigga for the most part. That was Jody. Every nigga had a guy that supposed to been like a cutthroat, grimy, that supposed to been Gee.
Right.
Every hood got an OG, that supposed to been me. Everybody got a big dope boy, that was Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? So we figured covering every element of the hood, you know what I'm saying? So, to answer your, okay, so to get back to your question, when we got together, when we did that song, that was the first song we ever did together, right? It was really just us coming in the studio just to see how we sounded together. You know what I'm saying? Just see what our chemistry like. You know what I mean?
That was your first time meeting
Boyz in the Hood with the first song?
That's the first time we
Them
did.
boys, my God.
Because again, if you go back and listen to the first that used to be on that first mixtape, at the end I say B. Jody, Jeezy, and Trick. on All the Way Right.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. Trick Daddy supposed to be in the group first, but he didn't think the song was a hit. He wanted to sit in there and smoke Newports and play Tonk. So he said the shit wasn't gonna hit. I went on in there and everybody did the verse and shit. And then so after, we were like, man, you know what, man, that one block, like, man, I ain't finna deal with him. I'm going. I said, man, go on and get Gee, man. You know what I'm saying? He was from here. He was already signed to him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let you go on and do him. So he came on. That's why he wasn't on the first version. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And he came and did the remix with him and Game on it. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But yeah, man, when I heard that verse, dog, cause like he went in there first. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I hadn't even met him yet. He was already in the booth, right? Man, got there. And Jazz and them like, yeah, that's Jeezy, he nothing to do his verse. You know what I'm saying? He like this shit. I was cool, okay? So I go on in, another room and shit over there, let him do his little thing, right. Roll a bit of blunt, smoke, whatever. So by the time, I come back in there to hit.
Right.
Man, I came in there to hear, right? Jazz said, hey, check this out. Man, I just was like, oh my God, man, that nigga was a 60-second assassin, man. Like, you couldn't paint a picture better than that, bro. Yeah. Like, that was that got to go down in one of the all-time greatest dope verses I ever heard in my life. You know what I'm saying? God. Dog, I sit there just like that for at least 15 minutes before a nigga just even decide to get ready to go, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, who going next? You know what I'm saying? Who going next?
Who going behind that?
Yeah, who going next? So goddamn. But yeah, man, I it did. By the time I had to tell Blockhead went out there and got him and brought him in.
Yeah.
So I got him like, hey, boy, you killed that shit. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, homie. I said, man, you killed that shit, dog. Like, you ain't understanding, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it was, you know what I mean? Like, from there, that was our like, meeting with all of us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, we just started working from there on, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like stuff was just coming together.
Yeah.
Kind of easy. We played off each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might come in with hooks idea already, you know what I'm saying? Jody may have a hook idea, you know what I'm saying? And then there might be sometimes, well, shit, I might just happen to be up in the studio with Dana already, just, you know what I'm saying? Just lay my shit and put the hook in there. If they like it, and they'll come in there and just, you know what I'm saying, jump on it too. May add their voice to the hook or whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, depending on what it's saying, you know what I mean? So it man, honestly, man, it was, I love the experience, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far like I said, what we did musically, I thought came together pretty, organically, you know what I'm saying? It was just a good fit, you know what I'm saying?
What was that like in that time in Atlanta though, man? Because Boyz in the Hood was one of the biggest groups at that time in hip hop, man. So what was that whirlwind like, being able to experience that kind of success and attention after all of them years of grinding?
Right. Man, you know what? I be telling people all the time, maybe I think it might have happened too late for me to appreciate like that, because like all my experiences in big first, this and that, and first I had already done it with with Suave, and then going over there with Jermaine and doing the So Def thing, I had I was on Bow Wow single, so that was kind of, you know what I'm saying, that was a different lane, but it was still putting me. I'm seeing a lot of stuff, even more stuff for the first time. You see what I'm saying? So by the time this happened, I'm more or less, talking. That's why I would make sure I had a position over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Black gave me that A&R position because I was thinking more like after this.
Stability.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, what's next now? You see what I'm saying? Right. I feel like that it was still, again, I was still appreciative of it because, you know what I'm saying? It was still, to me, like, shit, making it to the pros.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? NFL, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
You got a lot of NFL players or basketball players who, they might not goddamn still be, after 2 or 3 years, goddamn, in the league or whatever, but they got there. You see what I'm saying?
And so what did that do for you too? I hate to cut in here, but after you saw your football dream go to hell, but then turn around and be all over the world on the TV, still experiencing that same kind of fame and celebrity, what did that do for you?
I remember I answered that like this. I remember Freddie Fox, he was down at Suave. He asked me, he said, man, what would you rather? He said, man, we had did, when I had first came home, the first time I came back to Houston, when I left, was at the Dome. You know what I'm saying? That's when Puff was doing his little, Puff and them had a big Bad Boy show. And they had, it was their tour. Okay. And they had, you know, when they hit the cities, they'll get the songs that's popular in that city. So they had Ball to do the song with Mace that was on Mace's album. Right. You know what I'm saying? Then they wanted Ball them to do Lay It Down. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So they brought me. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. So the first time I come back at my homeboy CB, I'm in the Dome on the goddamn Jumbotron. Ill and goddamn doobie. They see me on the Jumbotron. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? Like I said, it was bad. That was the time when it was like, you know, to me, when it was like, man, you know what I'm saying? This shit crazy, you know what I'm saying? Right. So then again, like I said, now, when it came to that, to the Boys in the Hood thing, the only difference then, it was more like, okay, it was something I was a part of, opposed to just being out here being a hype man or just being featured on this song. We might do that song, depending on where we at. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, it's us now. You see what I'm saying? So it was. I mean, like I said, man, it was good. It was great, man. It was everything really you could imagine. You know, I'm pretty like saying, and then you was even younger when y'all had first like was peaking. You know what I'm saying? And we listened in, right? So I know you probably had a whole nother different type of experience.
I just jumped right in. I didn't have the like with you with 8 Ball being groomed by different people, and so I just jumped right in. So my stuff was like I was naive with a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying, right off the rip. I didn't really even understand what we were doing at the time. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm just talking about the experience itself.
No, the experience itself was overwhelming for me. But see, for you, like you saying, you know, you had already dip your toes in a lot of stuff, and you don't already had success. I hadn't had no success with that, so I went straight from goddamn shit to sugar.
And see, again though, but see again, I was older too by the time I got to my success than you. You see what I'm saying? So my mentality was at a whole different spot by then. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I maybe could have. Yeah, they didn't enjoy it like I could have or should have, but I still had a ball. You know what I'm saying? I still had a ball.
Right.
Working with JD over there, So Def, what was that like getting over there with that genius?
That was cool too, man. That was another good experience. That was something too that like I used to feel like a certain way about that, right? Because I had been over there so long with Jagged, right, in his face, you know what I'm saying? Right. But I used to be feeling like, man, y'all don't be telling him enough, man. Like, why y'all let that nigga let us be in the video, man? You know, we can't be in the video. You know what I'm saying? I see other people
Jermaine won't let you in the video.
So
Jermaine won't let you in the video.
Man, I don't believe it was him. I just believe they wouldn't speak up on it enough. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to make it mad or something. You know what I mean? Because one time I said something to him about it. We was in the video. You see what I'm saying? One time I said, hey, man, we need to be in this video. And he said, y'all go right over there. We was in the video. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, but yeah, man, that was crazy on the sense of like, man, like I said, when he finally did it, like, you know, he was like, hey man, I want you to come do something with Bow Wow. I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Bow Wow, you already knew where he was headed. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hell yeah. So he was like, what, you want to come write something for him? You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, I want you to get on the record. I said, okay. So that even with him, I'm like, nigga, what you trying to sign me? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you trying to sign me, nigga? So back then, right here, they do ROC. Rock. Yeah. Okay. So me and Rock was on a song called This Playboy. It was on the B-side to what's the Bow Wow. His first single.
Yeah, with Snoop.
Yeah, see, I'm confusing. What Bow Wow first single? It was on the B-side of that. I'm confused.
The first single was Snoop, I believe.
I think but it didn't have one of them samples.
Troy?
Bounce With Me.
Bounce With Me. That was the first
single? Not Bounce With Me. Bounce With Me was the first single off of that,
I think so.
It was a single off of there. It definitely was. Okay, well, I was on the B-side to his single. Yeah. The main one that had the video for and all that. Yeah. And I think Snoop was in the video or he was on the song.
Was on song 1
you know
or
what
2.
I'm saying?
Okay.
But so that was, that was cool. You know what I mean? Like he got me used to doing some radio stuff. When I started finding, getting to meet radio programmers and Cause some of them would play the beats on the mix shows and stuff. So I started hearing myself sometime. You know what I mean? Now that was exciting. The first time I heard myself on the radio, I was like, damn, that shit on the radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I mean, you know, I think sometimes, man, like I stay at an even keel on a whole lot of stuff, man. Like in a lot of situations, and sometimes that ain't good. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, you know, certain things can get past you because, you know, you ain't aggressive enough at that moment for, you know what I'm saying? Because you feel like, you know, you just going with go.
But you know,
with that
I had
moment.
somebody from up north tell me that us Southern folks, we feel like the game is gonna come to us, and that's the issue that we have, because going out here, I feel the same way. You just feel like eventually you just gonna gravitate to you. It's just how we live. I don't know why I like that, but I feel exactly. Instead of just knocking folks over, it's like, why should I have to knock everybody over to get some damn?
And for the people that say that, that's just what it did.
Yeah,
it resonated right back around here, and once we got the ball, we ain't gave it back yet.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody had their moment. They had these couple of years. They had a few years. Even though we still was doing our little thing in the midst of that, which we wouldn't get a lot of credit for. We, you know, wouldn't get recognized for. Because we had our own shit we was doing at that time.
Exactly.
But then when we got the ball, when we took the ball, we ain't gave it back yet.
It was a
You know what I'm saying?
When you look over your career, dude, what was your favorite time, man? Because you done been all around this motherfucker.
What was favorite time period?
Yeah, period.
Probably would. I mean, I would say between that ball period when I first got on them, because again, that's when everything, again, that part of it, you know, the part that you dream about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you ain't never did that. So probably during that time, and probably, man, I would say right after that with the noontime, during my noontime, because that what took me to like I think that's what got me to another level as far as like, again, when you start getting into that writing and start understanding publishing and knowing, you know, when I started really knowing the business side more, dealing with that. And I was fortunate enough because Tony Draper had kind of taught me a lot of business already. You see what I'm saying? Like, that was a good thing about him. When I finally, because I was older when I finally started getting real deals, I already knew what not to look for in the country. Still had to have my attorney, but I knew what wasn't supposed to be there off the rip. You see what I'm saying? Like when we went in, talk about that.
No, talk about everything, man. I got something to ask you right after this.
Well, I ain't gonna go too in depth, but we had a situation when we did our bad boy deal. You know, let me follow that up with that was one of the best deals in music history. So for everybody who say shit on me, we had the same amount of points Michael Jackson had on Thriller. Shit. You know what I'm saying? We had goddamn, we had a better advance than Jagged Edge had on they deal. They were doing that by a landslide, and they were double platinum fellow artists. So that part was straight, but I found it, you know, it was kind of odd to me that we had a party and the lawyer sitting in the corner with contracts. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, what is this about? You see what I'm saying? We kicking it. Why, you know, who's the little white chick?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at the attorney, okay, really? Why is this the time that we doing that? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I see Jody go over there, you know what I'm saying? The little thing. And I see goddamn Gigo over there, you know what I'm saying? So you come back, I think, what is that you doing? What y'all signing over there? He said, oh, that's our contract. You know what I'm saying? We got to sign that to go on and get the van. I said, really? I said, you signed it? We're like, yeah, just went to talk it out. Well, I didn't be putting nobody's business out there, but I just said, like, you know, like, okay, this ain't the time to do that. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, we going to play the finesse game, you know, I'm with you. You see what I'm saying? So, I went ahead and signed it. Now, you know, I'm already noticing, like, okay, now she ain't checking no ID. Usually when you do contract, you got to have the ID too that you scan it. So, I went in, got down, did. So, we get back, we get to talking about some kind of way we get to talking about the publishing. You know what I'm saying? And come out like, well, y'all did that way, y'all contract. And, you know, everything, gotta go look at the paperwork. I said, oh, okay. That what that is. Yeah, man, paperwork. Okay, cool. Because you need to go look at the name on my paperwork. Cause, you know what I'm saying? I ain't that dumb. They had to give me some more paperwork, put it like that. Cause, I put a silly name on that motherfucker just for the time because I wasn't sure what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So y'all just give it back to me. I do it all over. You see what I'm saying?
I feel that.
But that saved me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I was able to go do my own publishing deal. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you just got to be that kind of stuff. I wouldn't have been up on. Put it like that. If I had to been around Drake for them years and shit like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But man, like I said, man, it was good though. You know what I mean? It was what it was. The man gave us a chance to be. That's what I be. That's another thing because I used to feel like shit, man. Y'all talking about this man, but shit, plenty folks around had a chance to do this with us and didn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I only took for us to go get a cat out of New York.
Yeah.
To come to put us on or believe in us and put it. They the man put us in front of the world. Yeah. So whatever you do after that is on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's up to you to make that 15 minutes of fame turn to a lifetime. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So he put you there. So.
During your career, coming across the likes of Ghetto Mafia, 8 Ball and MJG and UGK, man, can you speak on the Bun and the Pimp?
Well, you know, me and Bun real cool.
Yeah.
I fought with him on on some regular shit for real. Like, you know, when I was in Houston, I spent a lot of time with him. That's how I got close. I actually met him though up here.
Yeah.
Back in the day when he was dealing with Damn Shane, you remember Brontiers?
Yeah.
And
he lived here too for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, so he was down cause Pimp used to come down here a lot.
Yeah.
Like again, that's when I knew Pimp wife. You know what I'm saying? Sanji, who sung on Kids and Rock Records. She was over at Itchbon. And she used to be over Breed and spot. You see what I'm saying? So, but me and Bun kind of like got cool though. Like I would see them back during that time up here. Remind you, I'm still, I don't know them. I ain't got nothing going on. I'm just trying to come up myself. So I would see them. They showed me love though. You know what I'm saying? So then, but when I got to Houston, I spent a lot of time with Bun because his studio, I was like right around the corner in the same neighborhood that one week that I used to be at in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he would come around there a lot, shoot pool or whatever. We just be chopping it up on regular stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Pimp, you know what I'm saying? I seen Pimp right before he passed, whatever, when he had just got out. He had that red Bentley. I was in Houston for the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And I came downstairs. I had come out the hotel. He's finna hit the strip. And he said,
hit that mic.
Oh, I had finna hit the strip. He was like, dude. So I seen him. I was like, went over there, him up. And that's when he said the little statement where I was telling you about the legendary thing I always be quoting. And I think he said that part. So that was like the last conversation I had with him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that was. I mean, shit, that was.
Being around them OGs, what kind of game did you pick up from them though, dude?
Man, I got be honest with you, I learned from most of my game and knowledge came from Tony Draper.
Talk
you
to
know what
me.
I'm saying? The honorable Tony Draper, man. Like when I went down, like I said, to Suave, I spent a lot of time with him on the daily. You know what I'm saying? Like we together every day. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the day, like if you know him, he a kind of isolated dude. You know what I mean? Like. You know, a young dude with an old soul, like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't no flashy cat, you know. Like, you barely would know he had money if you unless you knew him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
So, I learned, he taught, and for the thing about it, Drake was younger than me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was a year younger than me. Wow. You know what I'm saying? But he still, his knowledge in the game, you know,
he like a young he like a beehive.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, but he real seasoned though, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I learned a lot from him, man. Like I said, especially about this business and how you deal with, you know, he never did contracts.
Damn.
Nah, his contract with this.
For real?
Yeah.
So you know what? You never even had to sign a contract.
Never signed the contract. And I'm gonna tell you something, when I actually went and signed a couple of contracts, I really realized how much better his situation was for real. Like for real, dog.
Right.
I seen him go over there and get these boys, you know, when you get to do a deal, a standard deal with you know, once your advance, Van really just your money to hold you over till you get on the road. You know what I'm saying? And that money really just, it really is, you ain't gonna never see a check. They're gonna actually say, hey, this the royalty because you sold these many records. You gonna stay in the red zone with that shit. So, you know what I mean? That Van really is, okay, we believe, again, just like the sports. You come in the league as a rookie, you gotta go out there and get that minimum contract. Okay, once we know you can do that, then we'll give you the money. Now we know you going platinum, people fuck with you, now we'll give you this amount for this next album. You see what I'm saying? Basically that, and your publishing, then if you own it, ain't sure where your money come from. You know what I mean? So it was that's the part, you know, that he really taught me and had me up on, you know what I'm saying, for the most part.
What advice do you got for the next generation coming out of the A-Town trying to do what you did, though?
Man, just staying, honestly, man, I don't really have that much advice for them cats, because and I'm gonna tell you why. It's a shout out to them because they doing it better than we was.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I told B how
the money they get now ain't the money we would get. The situations that's in front of them that they got now ain't the ones we had. So I would say keep staying up on what they doing, and you know what I'm saying, continue to empower themselves, and you know what I'm saying, without it don't always have to. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you got options out there. These new platforms and these outlets, which I'm still getting hip to. You know what I'm saying? But they eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't see cats back when we were working, you getting 40, 50,000 show and you ain't on the radio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They on the radio.
Right.
They ain't even on the radio right now, but they getting 30s and 40s and man, like, you know. But it is what it is. I ain't mad at them. You know what I'm saying? They opened up other avenues of getting money, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's great where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, for advice, just, you know, I would tell them, you know, as far as all this killing and stuff that they doing, you know, kind of, you know, they could get past that and realize this is entertainment. You know what I'm saying? You tricky, said, you know, you work, and assistant working that hard to get to that point just to goddamn fall back off. Yeah. Spend all the money you goddamn got on legal cases.
Exactly.
Them folks goddamn put you in a position where you can't make no money for a certain amount of years, and then you end up going broke. You know what I mean? So it's like all that, and then you know what you fighting over? Nothing.
Yeah.
Like nothing. You don't own none of this shit, man.
Answer me this though, Duke, as a grown man now and understanding the mind of them young niggas, what is it that you think is causing them to be that way, and why is it that we can't get them to mature past those years?
It's the programming. You know, it's the way society set up. You know what I'm saying? One thing they do, they act like they care about the kids, and they don't give a damn about the kids and the youth in this country, because they want to shape it. They have certain way that, you know, they want you to think and want you to, you know, views they want you to have. You know what I'm saying? So you know, programming is what it is. You know what I mean? It's a reason back in the day they didn't play certain music on the radio. You see what I'm saying? It's a reason that, you know, that you don't hear positive music on the radio now. Like, you know, when you like you're good at Mars, or you know, even back in the days when we had gangster music, you still had an option. You know what I'm saying? Even with the females, if you had a chick who was on some, you know, her thing is being sexual or this that, but you still had Latifahs and, you know, the MC Lights and the Lauryn Hills over here. So what they do now, just the same way they do with the TV. You know, you don't have the Florida Evans and the Claire Huxtables no more. They mind. You know, if they give you these. What they give you. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you got young girls now feel like who used to think, you know, you got to grow up and be a certain way. Like, how you going to tell your daughter you got to be this kind of woman now to get a certain type of man when they can say, well, shit, I'm looking at goddamn Instagram and this bitch ain't doing nothing but shaking her ass. I got little girl getting butt shots, and now she dating celebrities and they winning. You see what I'm saying? So,
and it's their friend.
Right. So it's hard for you to you know, to compete with that. And that's, like I said, man, a lot of that is how, you know, again, programming, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, and that's another thing too. Like Wick was saying, man, we got to stop. I mean, if you really want to go there, you know, we really got to start letting America choose our heroes. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, everything that they put in, a lot of times, the one that y'all cheering for, and they had you, and you know, it's all like I said, it's the way they can make whoever they want to look a certain way. Yeah. Okay. And when you in them politics and this and that, you'll never know. First of all, ain't nobody there for your benefit. Okay. Yeah. They ain't coming in there with the best interest of what you do. What the same problem, the same economic, the same issues they done had through presidents and shit. Right now, from well, back then just straight racism, but nasty police abuse and all that kind of shit, civil rights stuff, taxes, medical care, same shit they've been talking about for since the 30s. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, and then we jump on the side, you know, because this person look like us and this and that. What they doing for us? At the end of the day, if they did a fucking thing for us and all they doing, well, they hands tied. It ain't tied when it come to deal with other shit. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It ain't tied when it comes to that. They can take the front stage for that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, but we steady want to act like they, you know, Jesus Christ himself or somebody. You see what I'm saying? Like, come here to save us, and they ain't here to do shit for us. Right. Except deceive you and trick you and to push them other agendas. You know what I'm saying? The ones who halfway do something for you for real, the ones we shun. and hate. You know what I'm saying? The ones who we goddamn acknowledge and put in the goddamn Black Hall of Fame and shit, the same ones signing bills and shit that gotta get our ass locked up and throw us in jail for nothing.
That's deep.
You see what I'm saying?
He snapped.
So you know, that's a whole nother, like I said, that's a whole nother situation. Then you gotta be careful too, man, what people know you know.
Yep.
Because that'll get you in a bad situation too. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't a coincidence that, you know, what's my man Bobby, who went to Columbia? Bobby name had the song. Bobby Ray. What's Bobby name, man? Who was
B.O.B.?
B.O.B.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
it ain't no condition, man.
Bobby. I was going to say Bobby Brown. I thought he was going to say My Prerogative.
Yeah, it ain't a coincidence, man. That man
had
did a deal with Live Nation and just signed a deal with Adidas. Them man commercial running through the NBA playoffs, every other commercial.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And just because he spoke on certain shit, you know, he got rid of it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's over. You know what I mean?
God.
So, you know, I mean, they got, you know, even way like with the Deshaun Watson thing. You know, they been that man that got there and tried to work that situation out for how many months. You know, gave it the money. They done got them. Then we even got a black coach here for you. Okay, this ain't working out shit. Fuck it. We coming up with this. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, probably ain't nothing gonna happen to him because they know it's, I mean, well, I would hold it. And then already got 5 girls already changed their statement, said they were lying.
That's a whole nother story.
At the end of the day,
that.
He still gonna be in Houston.
Yeah.
You done put him in a position where them other teams ain't finna fuck with him right now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? By the time this gonna be all done, it's gonna be too late for him to be talking about some trades, this and that. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it just, you know, they have ways of trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get
But that's what a lot of our athletes right there. That we could go. That's a whole nother conversation for something else. We get into that.
Yeah.
You know, not just our athletes, our entertainers.
Entertainers first.
I mean, we can the Bill Cosby. We can go down the list and list of people with that there.
Yeah.
Duke, I got one more thing to ask you, man. Just for the record, man. And I have to do it because it was brought to me.
Okay.
Me and you talked on my podcast on Wicked Truth. Mm-hmm. And we had a conversation about Jody Breeze, right? And from that conversation that we had about him, I put it in the caption that Jody Breeze maybe was bitter. Dot.
Yeah.
Right? Now listen, I want to clip a few things with you because I know he be looking, first of all. Because he hit my DM with it. Had he not said anything about it, then it would have been over.
And let me say this, Jody Breeze is my boy and he can do no wrong. I'm with you, Jody. Come on up here, boy, when you get a chance.
And he's my boy too. He's my boy too. But listen, I still have to address it because he hit my DM with it. When I told everybody that you was coming to the show, right? The questions that people told me to ask you were about Jody Breeze.
Right.
And stuff that I didn't even know about because I be having my head in the sand when it comes to stuff. I didn't know that there was a diss record at one point to Jeezy. Is that true or not?
Yeah, it was a record out.
Okay, I never knew that. This is what was pointed out to me from other people. Yeah. So I'm like, what? So then it made me go start fishing, start looking at interviews that he had done. Then when I started looking at interviews he had done, because I'm singing Kumbaya with y'all. My thing was I was just gonna ask y'all when were y'all gonna do another record because I'm a fan.
Right.
But once people like, well, ask about Jody, well, ask about this, and I'm like, huh? So I go looking, and then I start seeing interviews, and I start seeing, you know, he was better. Straight up.
Right.
I saw it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you do a diss record with somebody, and then if it's Ghetto Mafia, if I do a diss record to Nino, don't you think people are going to ask me about the record when I go on an interview?
Right. They're going to know what the problem is.
Right. or if I get on an interview and I say, I ain't doing no more Ghetto Mafia albums, man. You know what I'm saying, man? These niggas around me, when you start speaking in general like that right there, people are going to say, well, who are you talking to?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, and this is to Jody. So my thing was this right here. I wanted to clear it up that one, I told Jody Breeze, You have never said anything ever negative about him. I told him, I said, don't start talking about your business stuff that I don't know about, thinking that this man don't set up and said something about you. I want to clear that up.
Yeah.
You had never said anything negative about him. So my question to you, and I'm gonna let you get up out of here on this right here. Will there be another Boyz in the Hood, including Jody Breeze, and without saying what the problem is, do you think our relationship is repairable? Because obviously from when he called my phone, there is something there.
Well, there's always been something there to me. You know what I mean? Like you said, if you're making a record about somebody, there's something there.
Right.
What's there, that's the part I never knew. You know, that's why I never had it. And you know, Jody like my little brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I was one of the few people who could talk to Jody. You know what I'm saying? And he actually would listen. You know what I'm saying? So even after that, we talked about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that about? You see what I'm saying? But I never got an answer that really just made a lot of sense. Cause,
didn't either.
I felt like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, whatever your issue might have been, you know, we started together. You know, people seen us come out the gate together. So, you know, you can handle that within. You see what I'm saying? Because I saw him, you know, they used to go out on the road together before we ever went out with him. You see what I'm saying? Because he used to go out on the road, Jesus, doing the little song that they had together. You know what I mean? Like I said, 'cause both of them went through Show Enough. You know what I mean? So, you know, he had his single out with the Wayne, with the Freeway. You see what I'm saying? So he would do his set, and then Jesus would let them come out or whatever. So I ain't never really understand what the real, you know, issue was for real. Like, still don't to this day.
Right.
But I know, like you said, I know a record was made. So if you're making a record, you know, then that, you know, clearly you got an issue. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just did agree with that, you know what I'm saying, that part of whatever else is going on, you know. Like I said, I just felt like they could have, you know what I mean, you could have got with him and hollered at him or talked to him about it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
With that being said, Jody, I know you watching this. Come on up here, because you know this is second home to you as well. Come on up here, Jody.
Come up here, that way he can, you know, and he can explain what he's, like I said, because like I said.
And I extended the olive branch to him.
Yeah, like, and again, I'll be clear, I mean, that's, like, I love that dude.
Yeah, no, he fam.
You know, that's like my little brother for real.
And he said the same thing about you.
But even in family, you have certain stuff. You ain't gonna agree on it. Yeah, you ain't gonna agree on everything. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be some things you gonna feel like, okay, nah, I wouldn't, that wasn't cool to me. I wouldn't be like that.
Me and my brother and sister done bust each other into the white meat.
And that's agree. And that, but now, it just like you said, now I ain't gonna let that happen to him as a result of it if I can. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, but I'm just saying, but between me and you and us talking on, you know, handle that different than that.
Well, we gonna put the iron on that thing. We gonna iron it out, and we gonna get us the Boyz in the Hood reunion. Let's get this money.
That's what I'm talking about.
Man, we been.
Can I host the show?
Even that though, dog. Like we've been talking about that, like at least about 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody be like, "Oh, Jesus, I want to do it." From what I'm hearing, I ain't talked to Jesus direct about it. Just talking back and forth to Block about it. He owned it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, what we waiting on? I happened to, like I said, I read in the Puff, and I called myself trying to goddamn, you know, like, trying to goddamn, like lightweight, like, check him on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man, what's up with I have, man? When we gonna, you tell me, when y'all gonna make a record and give me one?
Ooh.
I ain't gonna take y'all in the studio. Y'all still signed. He was like, shit.
Right.
Yeah, what you waiting on?
I ain't gonna hold your hand,
I ain't
man.
gotta walk you in the studio. He said, how many people you ever see? He said, when you ever see me release somebody from Bad Boy? He said, so you might as well go do that.
Right.
He said, you might as well go do the album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After that, man, we said that, I couldn't even like say that. Like, he wasn't a dude, dog.
Right.
Like, let me tell you a story real quick before we get out. Like, I can remember when we first had a little signing party, right? We in New York. Just give you like, because that dude who played him in Biggie, in that Biggie movie, it seemed like they couldn't have picked a better person to play him.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Just in that part. So we had a part of
Hit that mic, dude.
We had a part of that. So we go to this little spot around the corner real quick. So I see, you know, we park in the little van we in. I see that bad Dominican, right? Like, shit, getting out the car in the parking lot, her friends. I said, hey, man, I got to use the bathroom. Let me out real quick. I ain't even want to alarm nobody, right? Yeah. I just get out, run over there. So I catch him, right?
Right.
So I come back. I tell him, I say, hey, man, look, I got these chicks, man. I said, now mind you, the one I'm talking to, man, oh, tell her friend, she all right, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I got these two chicks, man, you know what I'm saying? I need to get them in, because they ain't had their ID.
Right.
So he was like, oh, okay, for real? I said, yeah. I said, so, you know, the van right here, the damn club, probably like 10 steps away.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? But they, you know, they got to park in them lots.
Right.
So they'll crowd the street.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I go over there. He said, yeah, y'all just come on. I said, y'all wait on me, man. Wait a minute, I got you, man. He said, just go get them. So I go down there, you know what I'm saying, get them shit. I'm still trying to look back at the same time. You know what I mean? But when I bit the corner one time, they got out of sight for a second.
Right.
So I'm talking to them, you know what I'm saying? They being slow. The one who ain't even trying to holler at. So we get up there, right? They in already. I'm looking at the van, I'm like, damn, where these niggas at? I said, damn, they going out the fan. These niggas done went in, man. So I'm saying here, right? God, they done went in on me. So I get up to the door. Security down there. I said, hey, man, what's up, man? I'm with Puff and them, man. The party said, he said, how I know that? I said, man, I'm with them, man. I said, I'm in the group, man. I said, we just did, you know, we not doing our party. He said, why you ain't with them? I said, man, I went and got them. You know, he just gave me a hard time.
Right.
I said, I went and got them right quick, man. I said, you know, I said, look at the van right there, man.
Right.
I said, that me on the van. Because, you know, we actually had the, you know, when you had the thing on the van where you see the cover album.
Right.
I said, that me right there, man.
Right.
And then he looked up 3-4 times. He said, all right, what's up with them, man? I said, they ain't got no ID. He said, huh? I said, they ain't got no ID, man. He talking about show me some love. I said, God damn, so, you know, I give a nigga a little 20,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, for both of them. He said, nah, man, I'm talking about some love. I'm like, God damn, man. I said, man, I just signed, man. I said, I ain't got no money like that, man. So, you know what I'm saying, I give him another one, right? I give nigga $40 for both of them. So I go in. Soon as I come, I'm like, fire hot. And I'm like, man, I'm finna cut this nigga ass out, man.
Right.
Not now gonna leave me, got me out there looking lame in here like that. So as I'm coming around, you know, the little, you know, the way the club made you come up the little ramp and you turn right there in that little section right there, right?
Yeah.
So as I'm coming in, he greeted me. He walked around, I said, Puff. He was like, what's up, baby? I like, damn, man, why you leave? You know, music, he said, huh? I said, man, why you leave me, man? I said, you left me at the door. I said, man, you made me look bad. He talking about some, nah, nigga, I made you look good, nigga. You did it without me. That nigga said, party nigga got gave the ball. I couldn't even say that, man. That party, man. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? He just wanted to do kind of cat like,
Did
I made you do good, nigga.
Did
it without me. I like, man.
It kind of made sense too. You like, damn, dude, I know you like, damn, that kind of makes sense.
That's just enough. You know what I'm saying? Hell, nigga, let's party. You know what I'm saying? Between daddy, he done hit me with the ball. Party. Yeah, man, fuck it, man. Let's go have a good time. Shit. Yeah,
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. But hey, man, like I said though, man, I appreciate y'all. You know, having me up here, and you know, you're not trying to drag all the, but
You know me, and you good.
Yeah.
I just, hey, and like I said, you know, I wouldn't have brought it now. I wanted to make sure that, you know, nobody heard nothing and thought that Duke was facilitating anything, or Duke was goddamn talking sideways.
Right. Oh, no.
That's why I wanted to
Jody, first of all, Jody,
that's why I brought
Jody
it up.
Jody should know me good enough to know that anything I say once, I can say twice.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Jody got a new project out there. This promotion.
Absolutely.
We had them little conversation and, you know, got paid. Like I said, I'm going to always feel like I feel about it. Feel how you feel, that's that.
Wicked, you need to call me. I just told Duke we need to talk.
You said Jody got a new project out.
Yeah, he got a new project, man.
Shouts out to young Gunner too, man. Make sure you hit me. Hey, hit me up and send me that project, man, so we can get you working on that 2 Official Radio, man.
Absolutely.
All y'all make sure y'all check us out too, man. 79 ATL Weird Radio, man. 2 Official Radio in the building, man. Yeah.
And Wicked Truth TV, man. One word.
I mean, this the platform for it. Get it out.
Hold on. What's happening, Stack? You cannot be.
What up, though, Stack? I don't know Stack.
Hold on. Stack said that you saw him at the gas station the other day, and you gave him your phone number. And I said, well, Stack, what the phone number was? He said it was 777
9311.
That's it. We go.